In the heart of our field lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative and powered by smart solutions from the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe. Agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 11:15 a.m. Mondays and Fridays on Global TV, Channel 365 DSTV, StarTime Channel 276 or YouTube Livestream GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future. In the heart of our field lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative and powered by smart solutions from the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe. Agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 11:15 a.m. Mondays and Fridays on Global TV, Channel 365 DSTV, StarTime Channel 276 or YouTube Livestream GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow TV show. Here we explore innovative ideas, practical solutions and transformative conversations shaping the future of agriculture in Nigeria and across Africa. And as always, this is a TV show. This TV show is a Media for Agricultural Development project of Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. And I remain Daniel Black, your host for the show, which you can always watch and drop your comment on all our social media handles, and always rewatch our episodes on YouTube, which is at GSA Initiative. Today we will continue from our last episode and dissect the impact of President Tinubu's agricultural programs on Nigeria's economy. And of course, our guest, as usual, he remains Mr. Ushe Dominus, who is the MD, Usham Agro Limited, and member Grassroots Advocacy for Tinubu 2027. Mr. Ushe, welcome once again.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. You see, in our last conversation, we talked about the different, or you spotlighted three programs of President Tinubu,
yeah.
And we didn't have time to talk about the impact it has had. In fact, I remember telling us that maize is now 250 naira
yes.
a mudu,
yes.
And we were trying to understand to whose benefit, to the farmers' benefit or to the consumers' benefit, as if farmers are not part of the Nigerian economy. So today, I just want to give you a free hand within our time frame to be able to tell us these programs you spotlighted and others that you were yet to spotlight. I need you to give us practical example of how the Nigerian economy, all sphere, has benefited from these agricultural programs.
All right, let me pick it up from where we stopped, like you rightly said. The direct impact, you ask, is it beneficial to the farmer or the Nigerian people? You know, in the time past, Nigerian farmers mortgaged their comfort for the cheap price of food that an average Nigerian has in the market. So in a bid to stop that, what the president did was to introduce the free distribution of input. It can be interesting to know that the CBN has distributed about 2.1 million bags of fertilizer for farmers, local farmers, 2.1 million bags of fertilizer. Now, before, the farmers will have to buy this. Now, one of the things that people don't know, let me draw their attention, is that you can't just get that input as a person only, independently. That is why there's a need for you to join one of the farmers association in your location. There are different type of farmers association. There's a maize farmers association, sorghum farmers association. There are all major production crop that we have and animal. They have an association. So most of these input are distributed through the organized association. So some persons say, I don't know, a few days ago somebody called me that there's a free fertilizer distribution. Yes, I said, okay, you have to be a member of a particular group where your area of farming is for you to be able to access this input. Now, how does this affect the farmers? Before, the farmer have to pay for all this thing. They have to buy the fertilizer. A bag of fertilizer a few years ago was around 55 to 60,000. A bag of NPK fertilizer. Now you are giving this fertilizer for free. You have been giving seed for free from the federal government. You are giving herbicide. So literally all the cost of input that you're supposed to use to farm has been provided. All you need to do now is to farm. Now, why did the maize become cheap at some point? When they hit, because there was this system that Nigeria do in the past, they hoard the grains so that when there is scarcity, then they will now sell for higher input. Nobody is doing that today again. Do you know why? When the president discovered that Nigerians are using this system to hoard grain just to make excess money at the expense of an ordinary Nigerian who buys from the market, what did he do? He granted a 150 days waiver on duty free on all agricultural input. That is why you see that the price of grains dropped. Now the negative effect is for people who hoard the grains to make money. Now they had no choice than to release the grains. Now that has been done. The planting season last year have passed. They have harvested. Now this year harvesting season is here already. Now you see that the price of grain will continue to drop. I told you that a mudu of maize is 250 naira is true, because a bag is 21,500. You can go to Beans Market or one of these
Mr. Ushe, I really wanted to give you time to elaborate on this.
Yes.
But I need us to understand that when we say the Nigerian economy, we are talking about the farmers, we are talking about the non-political farmers, the non-PPC farmers. Now, when you say farmers have been given free fertilizers and free inputs, how many farmers have actually benefited? Are they how many farmers are card carrying members? So my question to you would be, how many non-card carrying members, non-APC card carrying members have also benefited from it? Because when government begins to subsidize farm production for a certain group of farmers, then the other group of farmers will suffer, because when the price comes, like you said, maize is 250 naira in mudu now. There are farmers that produce at way above that price. What now happens to them? They now lose. Are they not part of the economy? Now,
there's something you didn't get. The input is not for APC members. No, it's for Nigerians. It may interest you to know that there's a partnership between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and National ID Card Management Board, where farmers are supposed to register. They link their business or their farm to their NIN. So the Nigerian the system has a database of how many farmers Nigerians have who are real serious farmers, not people who politically post that they are farmers to get those input and go and they sell it to the real farmers.
So you're an APC member?
No, it's not a party thing, it's a Nigerian
thing. You will get it.
So guard members didn't get input because they are guard members. They got input because they are farmers and they registered and they follow. They have an association. They have maize farmers association, sorghum farmers association, many associations. There is poultry farmers association. Every crop, every group has different. So these input are channeled towards the associations, the farmers. There's Moringa Farmers Association. There are so many associations.
I think on this show we'll take it as a point of duty to invite representatives of these different associations.
Yes, please.
How much they have benefited from this input distribution that you have mentioned. So please let pending that, because I do not represent any of the associations.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So pending that, let's proceed and see, and also gauge the benefits other programs have also brought into the economy.
Okay. Now, apart from the distribution, we talked about the Ministry of Livestock that was introduced last time.
Yes.
The Ministry of Livestock was introduced so that a very robust attention will be paid to our grazing system. We have been operating in the nomadic system that have lasted for as long as mankind. That is not sustainable in the today Nigeria. Now, the grazing system will be abolished by a ranching system. Many states have allocated lands for ranch, and construction is on the way. Now, after a few months, when those construction are completed, they will be given to all headers to move to certain locations as they desire, and there will be a database for all grazers.
I think I have a lot of work to do because I am not aware of this particular
Yes.
where ranches are built in different states.
Yes.
And then there's that room because I'm only aware that sometime I think in President the late Musa Yar'Adua,
Yes.
there was a project called Buga which died on inception.
Yes.
And I'm not aware of any advancement of that project. So
Yes.
I don't know if you would like to reference which project you're talking about that where ranches are being built.
Niger State, Kano State, Kaduna State, most of these states have given large hectares of land that is under development and currently to build ranch with all the system in place. Water system, veterinary structure.
Do we have now? So, to the extent of your knowledge, have these ranchers accepted that they will move there and they will work there?
Now, it's not the issue of whether you accept or not. That's number one. Get me right first. There is nobody who wants to be walking up and down in the bush. The headers, you think they like it that they move up and down?
I think they do.
No, they don't. It's because they don't have a better option. That is why they move around. There is no normal human being who want to be moving around aimlessly from bush to bush because no, he wants a comfort. The headers want to go to school too. They want to go.
I think we live in different realities.
Yes.
Because we have. I also have had news of situations where herders are being given a particular location and they refuse. They want to move around because of ease of finding feed. They want to move around because they can easily go into farms and get feed and feed their crops.
You made a statement. You made a statement that the ease of finding. You cannot just go and give a header.
Even at the detriment of other farmers.
No, you can. You say you give them. They want to find feed.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, you can't just go and give a header a big empty land that has no good pasture for them for their animals to graze on. No.
Well, let me add because you brought this up.
Yes.
Is it the responsibility of government, just like a poultry farmer would go and find a place, set up his cage and all, is it the responsibility of government to start finding where feed should be done for cattle, to start providing infrastructure for these people? Will government extend the same provisions for other agricultural value chains? Will they now start providing poultry pens, start providing goat pens, and all of the likes?
Now, when we started, we talk about distribution of input materials. The government has been doing that input distribution, fertilizer, seeds, knapsack sprayer.
So this is their own equivalent.
So this, yes. Now they are different like that in all sectors. Now, one of the things I need to draw your attention is one of the major issues we are having as a nation was the issue of farmers' headers clashes. And it's the duty of government to find a lasting solution to this kind of challenge. And the government understood that one of the reasons that this problem persists is because in the olden time we have grazing reserves, we have grazing routes and so many things. But because of population, people have expanded, urbanization, all these reserves has already become residential areas and all that. So the government have to look for another structure to provide these facilities for the headers. Now, let's say there is a ranch now.
Yes.
What the government will do is to provide all the necessary infrastructure for them, and then the place will be allocated to all headers. Now, mind you, you don't just give a header a very big empty land. No, there have to be a provision for pasture, and there should be an irrigation system because the cow will not eat in rainy season alone. They have to eat during dry season. So there should be a provision for irrigation system. Dams need to be constructed. Good irrigation system need to be on ground, and these things need to be managed. So there should be a system because remember, these people will pay tax at the end of the day. And now you cannot pay tax to a government who does not provide you an enabling environment to do a business that strive that you be taxed upon.
I am waiting to live in that society where you live.
Of course, that will be a reality in a couple of months. Yes.
Have this beautiful synergy between
it will.
and headers.
It will.
But let us, we are rounding up right now. We're in the last lap of this conversation.
Yep.
So, could you just maybe finalize on another impact that you believe? You've mentioned that of the livestock, you've mentioned that of input, which has led to reduced costs. So, can you just maybe one or more, two more impacts
Currently,
the government has?
Currently, I'll use Lagos State example, like for the Lagos State, for example. Because I don't know if you have heard about the Agricultural Development Fund.
Yes.
Yes. You know that the Nigerian agricultural budget for agriculture has been increased from 222 billion to 822 billion as of 2025. That's almost times 4. Why? Because the president is very interested. Now, what the president is targeting is not food security. I know most of you think food security is a very sweet thing. No. What the president is targeting is what we know as food sovereignty. Food security means there's food, but you are not, you don't have a control over the food. Maybe somebody supply you the food. But food sovereignty, you have sufficient control of the food yourself.
Is this your own idea or that of the president?
No,
because all president directives have not seen food sovereignty as part.
Yeah, because
it is a new global trend. Is it a new global direction for food systems?
If you go to Europe, you will not see ministry of, or you don't see anything about food security in Europe. What you're going to see is food sovereignty.
If you come to Nigeria, what you see is
you hear food security.
Food security.
Thank you.
So I'm saying, are you even directly advising the president, because you said the president one direct is focusing on food sovereignty?
No.
We have not seen.
One of the things the president is doing is to take us to that level, not to keep us at the security level where food will be well provided. The president wants, in a few couple of years, Nigeria will stop importing food. Nigeria will be self-sufficient, that will produce enough food to import.
Thank you, Mr. Shea.
Yes.
You know, we just have very short time on this show, but thank you so much for expatiating on those impacts that President Tinubu's agricultural programs have had on the country.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'd really love to see these impacts come to fruition and begin to be tangible for even everyday common man to be able to participate in it. Thank you for always sharing your perspective on this important topic. And as always, the future of Nigerian agriculture depends on effective policies, strong institutions, private sector investment, and the resilience of innovative solutions. So this is agriculture for today and tomorrow, and that is all we'll be able to take for today. Remember, this is a Media for Agricultural Development project of GSAI, and you can drop your comments, follow us, and ask questions on our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and even Instagram at GSA Initiative. That will be all for today. See you in the next episode.
In the heart of our field lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions from the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe. Agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 11:15 a.m. Mondays and Fridays on Global TV, channel 365 DSTV, StarTime channel 276, or YouTube livestream GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future.